Okay, guys, this is the review for your CBQ tomorrow. We're going to do these problems. I'm going to do all of them. So if you have to go back tonight and rewatch the video and study it, then that's what you need to do. We need to get 100 tomorrow. This is going to be for 3 different TEKs. We're going to be doing domain and range, slope, and key features of linear functions. So this is all the stuff that we've been doing since school started. Problem number 1 is asking for what? Rate of change. It's good to read the question and not the whole problem. So it's just asking for the rate of change, which is the slope. And in order to do that, we need to find 2 pretty points, and we need to make a table and put it in stat so that we can get the equation. So what are some pretty points that I can put on this table? I think there's one right here. Everybody draw it on your paper. These are going by 10, 20, 30, 40, and then in between that is going by 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this is 30, and over here is going by ones, starting from 20, so that's 26. So we have 24. We have 30, 24 is that pretty point that I just plotted. What's another pretty point? 55, close. That's really close. It looks like it is, but it's not. $65? No. What about over here at 90? There's a point right there. So now we're at 90 and what? 29. This is 90 right here, and this is 29 over here. So we can put this equation in stat, enter, and stat calc 4. We're going to get the equation. So everybody do that. I need you to pause the video, put that in stat, get the equation, and let's see if we can figure out the slope. So you should have already done this, and if you didn't know how to do it, you go to stat, enter, you type the numbers, 30, enter, 90, enter. On the other side is 24, enter, and 29, enter. Once you put the table in there, you go back to stat, you arrow over to calc, and you press the number 4, enter, and it gives you the equation. Now, which one of those numbers do I need for the rate of change? The one that's with the x. So this A is with the x, so that's going to be 0.0833333. That is my slope. So right here, I'm going to write the equation is y equals 0.83 repeating x plus, what was it, 21.5? Okay, so the slope is 0.83. Does this give you 0.83? Maybe. Does this give you 0.83? Maybe. Does this give you 0.83? No. That's 12, and this is 22. So it has to be one of those two. You would put it in the calculator, divide, and see which one gives you that number. So in your calculator in front of you, I would put 7 divided by 100. 7 divided by 100. That gives me 0.07. And then the other one that I need to do is 1 divided by 12. And that one gives me the same thing. So that's the slope. So all we need to do is circle it. So this gives me 0.07. That's not it. And this gives me 0.083 repeating. Or is it 0.08 or 0.83? So right here, I need a 0.08. The answer is B. We're going to do the same thing with number 3. I need you to put this table in stat. And then do stat, calc, 4, because it's asking you for the rate of change. So pause the video, work that out, get your answer. Okay, so once you put that in stat, calc 4, give me the numbers real quick. Stat, enter. I have -1, 1, 3, 5. And on the other side, I have -3, 1, 5, 9. Stat, arrow over to calc, press the number 4, enter. My equation is y equals 2x minus 1. Y equals 2x minus 1. Which one is the slope? The 2, the number that's next to the x. So my answer for this problem would just be 2. Okay? For problem number 4, it's asking what is the domain of the function f of x equals x plus 5 when the range is -6, -1, and 4. So we need to make our table. Okay, what did they give us? Which side did they give us? Did they give us the left side or did they give us the right side? They gave us the right side because the range is your y. So let's put those numbers in there. They gave me -6, -1, and 4. They want to know which numbers go here so that I can get these numbers over here. So we're going to put this in Desmos. You're going to put the equation f of x equals x plus 5. We're going to use the answer choices and see which one of those gives us these numbers. So pause the video, go ahead and do that on your own. Okay, so you should have done this already. Don't wait till I do it so that you can do it. You're supposed to put that equation in Desmos and go find the domain that gives you that range. So right now, in Desmos, we type the equation right here. F, Miss Collins, F of parentheses x close parentheses equals x plus 5. Okay, and then we need the table. So remember, hit the settings and the table. And I'm looking for the numbers -6, -1, and 4. Which numbers gave me some of these numbers over here? I see -1 gives me 4. So right here with the 4, I'm going to put a -1. But I don't see anything that gave me a -6, and I don't see anything that gave me a -1. So we have to look for them. So I would go smaller numbers. So maybe let's type -3. Gave me a 2. I don't need that. What about -4? Gave me a 1. No. What about -7? No. What about -6? Yes. So -6 gives me, see, -6 gives me -1. So right here, that would be a -6. And I need the other number that's going to give me -6. So I'm going to keep typing. -11 gave me -6. So these are the domains that give me this range. Got it? So that's your answer. Go look for it and circle it. That would be letter D. Okay, keep going. Problem 2. They gave you an equation. They're asking for what? What is the rate of change, which is the slope? Remember, slope is the number next to the x, right? What is the number next to the x here? In this equation. There is none, so I need to distribute, right? So this becomes y equals 2.75. Distribute 1.75 times x, that's 1.75x. And distribute 1.75 times negative 1, that's a negative 1.75. Now, which number is next to the x? 1.75. That is your answer right here. Okay, pretty easy. All you have to do is distribute. So if you need to see this again later, make sure you go back to the video and watch it. Problem number 5. What is it asking for? The range of this function. So they gave you an equation. We need to put in Desmos, and we need to go find the range. But first, we have to read a little bit. It's saying that they have a Nintendo Switch that costs $300. That's where the 300 comes from. And there are 5 different games you can buy. So he can only buy 5 games. Each game costs $50. That's where the 50 comes from. So it's 50 each game. How many games are there? 5. Only 5 games. If X games are added to the shopping cart, the total price of items in the shopping cart will be represented by this equation. So we need to know the range. That is the cost. So X is the number of games, and Y is the cost. How many games can I have? 5. What is the least amount of games that I can have? Do I have to buy a game? No. So I can have 0 games. What else? I can have 1 game. I can have 2 games, 3, 4, and 5. So it's asking me for the range, which is the cost of having 0 games, 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, 5 games. So you're going to put this equation in Desmos, and you're going to type these numbers in your table and find the answer for the range.